I've never been in a cop car.
Mohammed Al Ghasal and Abraham Yaqub didn't appear too worried about the people they endangered when the troopers arrested them for street racing.
The handcuffs are a little bit tight, but it's okay, I guess. At BBC News, Abraham and Mo were caught racing on the Causeway Street.
A Florida highway patrolman pulled out his speed gun and caught a white Audi RS5 at a blazing 130 miles per hour on the Courtney Campbell Causeway, with a red Mustang hot on its heels on a Saturday evening. Now, these two speed demons tried to spin a different tale. They told the troopers they weren't racing at all. Instead, they'd been fasting all day and were late for dinner.
There's a dinner we made for our friends tonight. We're trying to catch it.
After a vehicle search, the cops found $7,000 in cash inside one of the cars.
Hey, what's up with all the cash?
I have a body shop.
However, it appears they were worried about something completely else.
I'm good. I'm not worried about you. Your parents are going to kick our...
The Courtney Campbell is notorious for being a hotspot for street racing. Although the troopers couldn't share their thoughts on camera, they believe that if making arrests doesn't deter people, perhaps raising awareness about this issue will.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can we able to bail out tonight?
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor, not a felony.
But like it's not going to go on the news or anything?
It depends, I don't know.
Next case is about a St. Petersburg police officer who thought the body cam was off and took his chance to tase a man in a wheelchair. The chief of police revealed that a former officer crossed the line when dealing with a wheelchair-bound man who was reluctant to go to jail.
This should not be your first option. This isn't your first option. And that's what he did. He made this his first option.
All right, dude, you got a warrant for your arrest.
The 64-year-old man named Timothy Grant was causing trouble at a convenience store and needed to be removed from the property. Officer Matthew Cavender, who had only been on the job for about a year, arrived on the scene. To his surprise, he discovered that Grant had not just one, but 5 warrants out for his arrest. Without hesitation, Officer Cavender attempted to apprehend him. The chief strongly condemned this excessive use of force, deeming it unnecessary.
We had a process in place. The command staff looked at this tape, looked at the report, saw what the officer did, and took it right to the officer professional standard like they're supposed to be.
Thankfully, Officer Cavender is now fired. Now take a look at these cops who completely forgot the dashboard camera was recording. In this jaw-dropping dash cam footage, 2 Ohio officers were clearly bending the rules. They had a suspect in the back seat, but that didn't stop a 30-year-old female police officer and her much older married boss, Chief Timothy Escola, from getting cozy in their police car while they were on duty. Former Ohio police officer Janine England and Chief Timothy Escola were captured on this video kissing, snuggling, and caressing each other during an extended trip to pick up a burglary suspect who sat in the back seat the entire time. The community was absolutely outraged by this video, with people demanding that both officers be dismissed. Here's the kicker. While the police chief was allowed to retire with full benefits, the female cop admitted wrongdoing and says she tried to resign, but instead, she was fired.
So she filed a complaint with the EEOC. A year later, the commission ruled in her favor, saying she wasn't allowed to resign, in part because she's a woman.
Well, Orestes gonna come check you out, man. I can't let you go. You were literally choking in your sleep. Somebody flagged me down about it.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hands.
Next, we got this man in Cranston, Rhode Island, facing a drug charge after a police officer found him sleeping with his mouth wide open in his car, holding a lighter and a crack pipe in his hand. Little did the detective know what he was about to find out when he checked for the suspect's identification.
Have any weapons on you?
No, not at all.
All right.
Roads open, Boston.
You're gonna stop. Try not to. Oh, no way, dude. Really?
Yes, yes. I was just on my way back from court.
Bro. Well, Orestes gonna come check you out, man. I can't let you go. You were literally choking in your sleep. Somebody flagged me down about it.
Oh, I have sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Well, and then you have a crack pipe in your hands, so it's like...
Wait, sorry.
Listen.
It turns out the suspect is a Cranston City Council member called Matthew Riley. The suspect seems relieved as the cop finds out he's a councilman. He couldn't hide the broad smile, thinking he had some advantages over the law thanks to his position. But that changed quickly as the officer mentions he's getting arrested. Matthew then kinda initiates an attempt to convince the cop otherwise, until he says this.
I have a body camera. Obviously, everything I have is recorded. You know that, and what I've observed is on camera, so I can't pretend I didn't. You know, so a rescue's gonna come here, and they're gonna check you out. You know, as far as I know, there's no drugs anywhere, so I can't, you know, so there's not a criminal investigation. There's more a health or well-being check type thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I obviously have to document it, you know.
The suspect is questioned about his drug use, and as usual, there's always an excuse.
How long have you had this problem, man?
It was a relapse. I've been clean for 13 years.
All right.
Just went through a really, really bad divorce recently.
Okay. Do you know if any of that was laced with fentanyl or anything? Because you were out, and like looked like you were choking.
Really?
Yeah. That's why somebody literally sprinted and flagged me down because they thought you were having a heart attack or choking.
No, not that I know of.
EMTs came to check on Matthew while a police officer searched his messy car filled with trash and junk. The officer discovered a chore boy scouring pad in the glove box, which is usually made of copper and metal. Some drug users use these pads to create crack pipes. Then another officer arrived, and they both came over to examine the suspected drugs they found in the car.
What's wrong with this guy? It's your whole life. Down the drain for what?
So you don't know him at all? You guys don't know?
No, I've never met him in my life. I'd probably dig out just a smaller little rock so we don't have to break anything.
If we get a little bit with the
The powder?
yeah. I'll do it. I'll tell you.
All that white powder, that's a piece of crack. Yeah, that's definitely crack.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, you can smell it, and he's burning up.
He has a bunch of chore boy and...
Matthew was charged with drug possession after the substance found in his car tested positive for crack cocaine and fentanyl. He resigned from his position as chairman of Cranston's Republican Party. But even worse, a month later, was arrested and taken into custody on first-degree child molestation. Now witness how this cashier keeps his cool under extreme pressure when a customer unexpectedly brandishes a firearm in Kansas City. The whole incident was caught on surveillance footage, and it's quite a story. In the video, you see a man strolling up to the service counter at a Jimmy John's restaurant, engaging in conversation with an employee behind the register. After the employee punches in the man's order, things take a frightening turn as the customer pulls out a gun. What's truly astonishing is the cashier's unshaken demeanor. He doesn't even flinch. With remarkable composure, he removes the cash tray and opens the register, all while the suspect holds the gun between him and another customer standing nearby. The cashier calmly hands over the money, and it's as if he's completely unfazed by the whole situation. It's a remarkable example of staying cool under pressure and ensuring everyone's safety. But one thing is for sure, this guy is the definition of, I don't get paid enough for this.